Proceed, Mr. McMillan.
I'd like to call Mrs. Kirk, Your Honor.
Do you solemnly swear that the testimony you shall give in this special proceeding shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Speak up, please, Mrs. Kirk.
I'm sorry, sir. I do, Your Honor.
Have you ever testified before in a courtroom?
No, sir. No, Your Honor.
Just speak clearly and answer the questions in your own words. We're here to listen to you. Proceed, Ms. McMillan.
Mrs. Kirk, the defendant, Mrs. Draper, is your daughter. Is that correct?
Yes.
Do you have any other children?
No, we don't.
You and your daughter's father were divorced, were you not, Mrs. Kirk?
Yes.
Was it an acrimonious divorce?
Oh, no, not at all. We're civilized people. My husband, I'm talking about Claudia Faith's father, he came back from the military, served in Korea, won a Silver Star. He came back, and a little bit after that, 6 months, 5 months, we were divorced.
How old was your daughter at the time, Mrs. Kirk?
5 years old. I just want to assure you it wasn't acrimonious. As I recall, we even wished each other luck. It was that easy. Now, understand that we might have exchanged a few harsh words when he first walked into the bedroom and told me he was leaving. I recall we did exchange a few cross words, but other than that one time when he walked into the bedroom with his suitcase, it was friendly.
And your daughter did not react badly to it?
Oh, she was only 5. Of course, she was just fine. She asked about him once in a while, but it was, oh, you know, as children do. Is Daddy fighting another war? That kind of thing.
Now, how soon after your divorce did you marry Mr. Kirk?
11 months, nearly a year.
And how did your daughter get along with Mr. Kirk?
Just fine. It was love at first sight for the both of them.
Now, Mrs. Kirk, can you tell us when you first noticed any changes in her behavior?
It was when she was in the 6th grade. She was around 11.
Can you describe these changes for us?
Well, she started to keep to herself and not like an ordinary girl. I was a young girl. I know there's an age when you need to have secrets from grown-ups. No young girl wants her family to know everything isn't normal, but, well, we didn't worry about it at first because she kept changing. One day she wouldn't talk to me at all and treat our Mr. Kirk as if he had the plague, and the next day she'd be all cuddly, Mom this, Daddy that. But then it got worse. She acted as if she didn't trust us at all.
She withdrew from you?
By the time she was in high school, she used to sneak out of the house before we got up and either come home just before bedtime or not come home at all.
Mrs. Kirk, did you or your husband try talking to her about her behavior?
We tried. We didn't get very far.
Did you or your husband try taking her to someone, a guidance counselor, say, for advice or help?
You have to understand that Mr. Kirk felt it was a matter of discipline. He said she needed a strong talking to, and I agreed with him. We don't believe in washing our dirty linen in public. In my family, we help our own.
Mrs. Kirk, do you have any idea what caused her behavior?
No. She was my only child, and I wanted her. She was wanted. I wasn't married at the end of the shotgun. Oh, when she was born, I was so happy I went around singing. I remember sitting in the kitchen, nursing her, and whispering to her that things would be different for her. I promised her that her home would be filled with love, and I kept my word. I kept my word when I was with Bill, and once I married Art, I kept my word even more. I don't understand, not to this day. Well, for a time, I thought it was my husband, Bill, I mean. The agreement gave him custody on weekends, and I guess he was telling the terrible things about Art and me. And then I thought, God, I thought of everything. One night, I stayed up and made a list. I wrote down everything I'd done and how I could have done it differently. Was I too stern Or was I too fussy? Was I too protective? Was I too pushy? Did I punish her for the wrong thing? Did I pick and choose her friends? Did I ignore her when she was unhappy? Did I humiliate her in front of strangers? Did I set a bad example? Every mother makes those mistakes. And I'm sure I did sometimes. Oh, but not enough times for her to carry on the way she did. Not enough times for her to drink and lie and cut school and not talk to me and not kiss me and not touch me. Not enough times for that.
And you say this behavior didn't stop?
But not while she was at home. We didn't see much of her once she went away to college. After she met Peter, we never saw her alone. They always visited together.
Peter Draper, the man you married, right?
He was in law school. She was a junior. No, a sophomore.
And they were married in 1968.
June 15th, 1968. It was an Episcopal ceremony.
And her marriage collapsed, didn't it?
Yes, it did. I found out from a friend, an acquaintance, really.
Your daughter didn't tell you?
I called and said, "Is it true?" She said, "It's true." And there was a big silence. She said, "Come home. Stay with us till you feel better." No, thank you. I'm staying in the city. I swear to you, I could hear the tears in her voice. Staying in the city is stupid, stupid. A woman after a divorce, that's a terrible time. She's by herself. She doesn't know what's going on. She can make mistakes in the city if there's nobody there to help. Little mistakes. Sure, it's easy enough to shop for groceries or wash clothes, but there are other things. She has to learn to deal with new people, find a job, open bank accounts, see if there's a way to put your life in order. Oh, the city is a lonely place for a divorced woman. I know I belong to an earlier generation, but men have funny ideas about divorced women. They think, but I don't have to tell you what they think. A divorced woman is a clever. She hasn't had much practice handling men. She can think she's doing fine. She can fall prey to any polite man who comes along. Any man with a suit that fits and shoes that are shiny, a few dollars in his pocket. It's easy to fall prey. There she is, alone in her room, still young, still pretty. Perhaps a child to care for. The husband gone. Who knows where, who knows whom. Gone. Without a kind word. Without a hug. Gone. Gone. She should have come home.
Did you keep in touch with her, Mrs. Cook?
I called, she said hello and then goodbye. Hello, goodbye, like that. Nothing in between. Hello, goodbye was almost funny. She sounded like one of those tapes. Hello, goodbye. So then instead of calling her, I wrote. And I wanted to stay in touch with her, so I wrote it, and these are the letters. I thought I should bring them. I thought you should see them, because they're all marked, you see. Every single one in exactly the same way, and that's odd. You must agree that that's odd, and so I thought I should bring them to show you how odd that is. It's the same mark on every... Is this your handwriting? Answer me, is this your handwriting? Is this your address the unknown? Address the unknown? Address the unknown? And they are all, every single one is a dressy unknown.
Would you like to take a short break, Mrs. Kirk?
I'm fine. I'm fine.
I realize that this is a strain for you, and if you want a recess, please ask for it.
I am fine.
Mrs. Kirk, when did you last hear from your daughter?
When I called her, hello, goodbye.
And when she was arrested?
She didn't call. People called and said she was in jail.
And you immediately went to visit her.
She wouldn't see us.
Did you hire an attorney for her?
Oh, the best Mr. Kirk could find, Stanley Middleton.
And your daughter fired him, didn't she? In other words, your daughter has continuously and progressively withdrawn from you for nearly 20 years. And since the breakup of her marriage, has refused to have anything to do with you. You have had no contact.
Not till today. If you can call that contact.
Now, Mrs. Kirk, I know you're not a doctor, but let
Your
me...
Honor, surely Mr. McMillan's not joining us to witness for a medical opinion?
I simply want to ask whether, as a parent, solely as a parent, you want to see your daughter receive treatment. Now, before you answer, put out of your head any thought of a crime or a trial. Do you want to see your daughter, Claudia Faith, receive treatment?
It's a hard thing to swallow that your own flesh and blood is. We've never had any trouble in our family. I just can't get used to the idea. I'm sorry, Tommy. Yes.
And if she were not in custody and you had the opportunity to pay for treatment, would you?
Yes, we would.
Now, Mrs. Kirk, I have one last question. Do you think
Your
it's
Honor, I know it's a terrible thing to hear a mother say her daughter is... But I can't hide from the truth. It's not her fault. And they told me what she did. And they told me about the men. I knew it wasn't her fault. She's my own daughter. She couldn't do that and be in her right mind. She's only loved one man. I know how much she loved him. Her husband. Oh, Your Honor, they were married in church, an Episcopal church. The minister had green eyes. You'd never see an Episcopal minister with green eyes. I dressed for myself. She wore white. It was a June wedding and she wore white. I brushed her hair and painted her nails. Clear, colorless nail polish. Clear as her heart, clear as her eyes. Oh, her bride must have clear eyes on the wedding day, otherwise it's bad luck. He held her arm and led her down the aisle. Bill wanted to give her away, but I wouldn't permit it. It was art's right. He danced with her. I think he danced with her even more than Peter did. Waltzes and foxtrots and rumbas and sambas, even a tango. Don't you remember, darling, how your father danced with her? Oh, don't you remember how he danced with you till you got dizzy?
My father didn't dance with me. You wouldn't let him.
He lied to me. He lied and lied and lied and lied. Oh, Rose, he said, I love you. I love you more than life itself. I'll never look at another woman. There aren't any other women. Can't you feel it when I touch you, Rose? There'll never be anyone else. Oh, he lied. Do you know how many there were? Do you have any idea? He was like a stray cat. He couldn't pass a skirt without lifting it. He never loved me, darling, never. He walked out through the door with his one suitcase. That's what he took to her, one suitcase. He walked out through the door and left me with you. He never loved me.
He loved you, Mama.
He left me with you and $6.31.
love your daughter?
Can she say it for the record?
Can you say it for the record?
I love my daughter.
Thank you very much, Mrs. Kirk. I have no further questions.
I love my daughter.
Mr. Levinsky.
Mrs. Kirk, would you like to take a minute? Mrs. Kirk, you told Mr. McMillan that you and the defendant's father would all... Could we strike that, Your Honor?
Strike it.
From what you testified, you said that when the defendant was in high school, I have no more questions, Your Honor.
You can step down, Mrs. Kirk.
Your Honor, I'd like to call the defendant's stepfather, Arthur Kirk.
Do you solemnly swear that the testimony you shall give in this special proceeding shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do repeatedly. Miss Kirk, how long have you and Mrs. Kirk been married?
It'll be 24 years next month, on the 11th.
And you've known the defendant all that time?
I've known her nearly 25 years. I met her while I was courting her mother. I taught her how to make spitballs.
Like Mrs. Kirk, did you notice these changes in her behavior?
I was there and I saw it all.
Now, your wife tells us that your daughter...
Stepdaughter. Gotta get the record straight.
that your stepdaughter was avoiding you.
She was avoiding both of us.
Why do you think she was behaving so oddly?
I'll tell you, I don't agree with Mrs. Kirk. It was Bill all right. Now I know he won medals and he pulled 8 men out of a burning tank and he was a big hero. But that doesn't give him the right to run around with a woman and leave her flat with a kid.
Mr. Kirk, if you just answer
Let me
the question.
finish, will you? I know how the world works. But if you're going to cheat, you don't rub your wife's nose in it. I know there are people in this world, you can offer them prime steak every night. They still want lamb or chicken. Fine. It's a big world, and there's room in it for all kind of tastes. But you don't need to walk out. You want your little something on the side, you keep it quiet, you behave. You're a husband and a father. A husband and a father, that's responsibility. There's nothing in the Constitution that says every marriage has got to be happy. I know 50 couples, and I bet not one of them is happy. A marriage is a deal. Here's a piece of paper. You do this, I'll do that, and the deal works. It's not complicated if you believe in deals. I've never seen a marriage certificate yet have the word happy in it. As far as I'm concerned, a man can chase sheep as long as he comes home and takes care of his family. Bill didn't. Bill took a walk.
And how did that contribute?
First he walked, and then he came home and filled the head with all kind of stories. I don't know what he told her, but I know it wasn't good. You don't get good advice from a snake.
Mr. Kirk, did you and the defendant get along?
What are you asking me? Did I ever yell at her? Sure, I yelled at her. Did I ever say, hey, I'm tired? Sure, I said it. I said it more than once. But I did what I could. I did more than Bill. I tried to be a father. I took her to the plant with me. I showed her how we start the ovens. I showed her how we draw the main dishes. As soon as she got older, I took her on the plane with me. We had our little secrets. Listen, I've never been a girl, and I don't know how they think. I know they think kind of funny. But I did right by her. By my lights, I did right.
Mr. Kirk, were you surprised when your daughter's marriage collapsed?
I was surprised it took so long.
You did not expect it to be a success?
Oh, it was a success for him. She got to pick up his socks and he got the money. Not right away, of course, but he knew she'd get mine. He'd show up to the house, and you could hear his head appraising the furniture. I always wondered why he never asked to see my bank book. He was that obvious. Very polite. Please, thank you, how kind you are, and allow me. It's like having a goddamn head waver underfoot. Now to me, she's 5 feet 8 inches of flesh and blood. To him, she was 5 feet 8 inches of fresh bills. I know I sound like a typical father, I know that, always on the lookout for fortune hunters. But the proof is in the pudding. he left for, he didn't leave for a hat check girl. He left for one of his clients. She's got $10 million if she's got a dime. He started out with Chadro, had a bite of that, decided to get a helping of caviar.
Mr. Kirk, did you engage Mr. Levinsky here?
No. Today's the first time I've laid eyes on him. Not a bad-looking fellow.
So you have no idea of his defense for your daughter?
Beats the hell out of me what he's doing.
Did you discuss your daughter's capacity to stand trial with anyone from the district attorney's office?
Not a soul.
Now, Mr. Kirk, would you like to see your daughter receive treatment?
How much money are we talking about?
Well, that's rather hard to say.
Listen, you don't have to sell me on the idea of treatment for her. What the kind of thing you're talking about can go on forever. I've got a man working for me, and he's been getting treatment since 1965. His son ran off with a basketball player, and he took it hard. To me, he's just the same as he always was. He still jumps when he hears a car backfire, still yells at his wife, still gets drunk every St. Patrick's Day. I won't say he's worse, but 14 years is a long time. You want me to pay for 14 years?
There's no way to answer a question like that, Mr. Kirk. Would you be...
When I had my hernia, they took me in. And then they told me to take it easy for a while. Just when I said I'd be okay, I was okay.
Mr. Kirk, the nature of this type of treatment, and I'm sure Dr. Rosenthal can bear me out of this, the nature of this type of treatment entails that you're going to...
Listen, you don't have to tell me she was sick. What she did was sick. Okay, fine. Now when you're sick, you go to a doctor. And he gives you something, or he cuts something out, or he puts you on some dumb goddamn diet and you get better. We're not talking about incurable cancer. She was sick for a few months. Do you want me to pay for 14 years?
Mr. McMillan, would you like to withdraw the question?
I don't mind the question. I just want to know how long I'm paying for it.
Your Honor doesn't mind.
Mr. Levinsky. Not question and answer.
If you have the opportunity.
Yes.
I'll pay. Not for 14 years, but I'll pay.
Mr. Kirk, do you love your daughter? You bet. Thank you very much, Mr. Kirk, for the question.
Mr. Levinsky.
Mr. Kirk, I've been watching you. I'm ready for you.
Mr. Kirk, I'm just puzzled by one little thing, and if we can clear that up, it shouldn't take more than a minute or two. You can join your wife.
Yeah, I'm glad to hear you say that, because this is a hell of a hard sit, let me tell you. I'm sorry, Your Honor.
Mr. Kirk, from what you testified, both you and your wife were warm, caring parents. Both of you love the defendant.
You bet.
So I can't quite figure out why the defendant behaved the way you described. It doesn't make sense.
Sure as hell doesn't.
Maybe you were too loving. Did you spoil her?
Me? Just the opposite. I was raised poor, and I don't believe in spoiling kids.
But you did give her things.
Hey, that's not spoiling somebody. You like somebody, you give them a little something.
When?
You know, like everyone. Christmas, birthdays, graduation, sometimes Thanksgiving, sometimes Easter.
Valentine's Day?
Oh, sure. She was my little Valentine.
And you always gave her things.
When she was little, I did, but I'll tell you the truth. When she got older, I'd give her a gift certificate or a crisp new bill. Wasn't easy to keep thinking of the right thing.
A crisp new bill?
20 or 50. Once in a while, 100. She liked that.
My mother Lily always warned me not to give my children money.
Hey, what's money? It's a piece of paper that gets you what you want. You teach your kid that, you teach her where it comes from and how to get it, and it's a hell of a lot better than handing over something in a box with a ribbon. Tell the truth. How many presents have you gotten in your whole life that you really like? I've got 100 that says, you got sweaters you never wear, ties in the bottom of your dresser, dishes in the bottom of your closet. I'll bet there's some goddamn lazy Susan sitting around that you never use. Now, if I give you the money, you can go out and get yourself a movie camera or a case of scotch. I never saw any point in giving her a nightgown if what she wanted was a bathing suit. I say give her the money and let her choose for herself.
Then why didn't you post her bail and let her choose her own lawyer?
$50,000 is a lot of money.
Well, surely you have $5,000, Mr. Kirk. A bondsman would have taken $5,000. You do have $5,000, don't you, Mr. Kirk?
Yes, goddammit, I've got $5,000.
Then tell me, Mr. Kirk, did you offer to post her bail? Did you?
Maybe.
That's no answer.
Yes, I offered to.
I see. And what conditions did you attach to your offer?
There were no conditions.
No.
We wanted to protect her. We didn't want any harm to come to her.
I see. And how did you want to protect her?
I told her we would put up the money if she came home till the trial. That's all. There wasn't much to ask.
Did you also tell her that she had to use Stanley Middleton as her lawyer?
No. Someone recommended him. I sent him over there. She didn't have to use him.
No.
All she had to do was pick up the phone one time, talk to me one single goddamn time, and say, Dad, Middleton hasn't got the brains of a flea. Get me Levinsky so I can come home. And I would have shipped you over there, special delivery.
And then the bail money would have been there, right?
And it wasn't a condition.
Did Mr. Middleton tell you why your stepdaughter discharged him?
Said she didn't like his advice. Wouldn't listen to anything he had to say. It's not a condition to ask your own child to come home.
After your stepdaughter discharged you, Mr. Middleton, did he tell you that he was going to pay a call on the district attorney?
Said he was going to tell him he was fired.
That's all?
I can't remember everything Middleton had to say.
Didn't he tell you that he planned to inform the district attorney that your stepdaughter was mentally ill and not capable of standing trial? Didn't he?
Something like that.
I didn't get that.
Something like that. He said it was the best way.
I see. The best way. And when you and your wife spoke with Dr. Rosenthal, chatted with him about your stepdaughter's behavior and the crime she had been charged with, did he also tell you that it would be the best way?
Yes?
What does that mean to you, Mr. Kirk? The best way.
We're talking about a trial. A trial is a public thing, a place where you get shamed in front of the whole world. If she was your daughter, would you put her up there, would you? Well, Mr. Smartass, she's mine. And I'm not going to let a bunch of people, a bunch of strangers sit in a courtroom and laugh behind the hands of my baby. Oh, no, sir. Not while I'm reading. You're just paid half the day after tomorrow you're gone. To you, she's not the client, that's all. Well, she's not the client to me. I'm not on her side because she's giving me a fistful of money. There's 25 years of my love invested in this girl. And I'm not going to sit by and see her shamed in front of the whole goddamn world so you can collect your goddamn fee. I know you're tight. You find scum and you charge them an arm and a leg so they can walk around loose. You suck up money from other people's troubles and you tell them you're giving them their rights under the law. I know you. Whores and killers are your bread and butter. Well, mister, no child of mine is a whore and killer. I know what she did, and I know she wasn't in her right mind when she did it. You get that straight.
So you and your wife agreed with Mr. Middleton and Dr. Rosenthal that the best way would be to suggest to the district attorney that your stepdaughter was not in her right mind and not capable of standing trial, right?
Right.
I'm not quite through yet, Mr. Kirk.
Ask your goddamn questions.
Just one or two more, Mr. Kirk.
And that's what you said before.
Sorry, Mr. Kirk, I'm only doing what I get paid for.
You earn your money, I'll give you that.
You're very kind, Mr. Kirk. Somewhere in all this, I lost track of what I was going after. Ah, yes. I'm still puzzled by your description of your stepdaughter's behavior. All that avoiding you, all that distrust, all that staying away from her warm, affectionate, generous home, trips to your plant, flights in your plane, lots of presents, little secrets between you two, all that love in the house. Maybe that was it. Was there too much love?
It wasn't too much.
Oh, that's right. You said you didn't spoil her.
Just the opposite. She did her share. I raised her the way I was raised.
How do you mean, Mr. Kirk?
Listen, I'm a businessman. And to me, running a home is just like running a business. You want somebody to do something, you give them something to do it with. She did the dishes, she got 50 cents. Put the car away in the garage, $1. Even when she was little, we got some good habits started. She'd roll up my socks, 50 cents. Shine my shoes, 50 cents. She fed the fishes. I keep guppies and angels, $1. That got to be kind of expensive. I remember, she was maybe 8 or 9. She climbed up on my lap and said, Daddy, the fishes are awfully hungry. Maybe I should feed them 2 times a day.
So you practice a sort of reward system with her.
That's it, that's the word. Listen, I run a good business. And I know if you want people to do something, there are 2 ways to get them to do it. Either you punish them or you reward them. People are no different than dogs. Rewards work better.
Tell me, Mr. Kirk, what else did you reward her for?
Oh, she used to give me a shave once in a while. And got real good at it too, $2.
A shave. That's very sweet. Anything else?
No, I can't think of anything.
I must confess, Mr. Kirk, you sound like a wonderfully generous father. Now tell me...
Listen, get this straight. I love this girl. I told him that, and I was on Rose when I said it. When I was courting Rose and she said art, what about Claudia Faith? I didn't say send her away to school, give her away. No, sir. I said, Rose, if you love her, I love her. When she woke up in the middle of the night with a bad dream, it was me, Art Kirk, who went in there and held her and sang to her. I couldn't sing, but I did. I didn't know a thing about kids, but I learned. I learned what sounds they made when she was happy and what sounds she made when she was miserable. I didn't hide from responsibility. I'm not that kind of man. It wasn't Rose and her daughter and her husband. It was Rose and her daughter and her father. When Rose said to me, Art, go upstairs and give her a bath. I went upstairs and gave her a bath. Did you ever give a kid a bath? They're like puppies. They can't stay still, jumping and splashing and getting water over everything. So your pants get wet, so what? What's a pair of pants? We had good times. I washed her, dried her, I sprinkled her all over with talcum. That's why her skin was so clear. Her skin was so clear you could just about see through it. Young skin. Soft. You touched it, you felt you were touching something magic. Child skin is like that, you know. It's got a whole feel to it you don't find in an older person. Rose taught me that. I said, I can't give her a bath. And Rose said, Art, can you feel her skin? She was right. Listen, I'm a simple man. I loved her, Rose loved her, so I loved her.
And she got your pants all wet.
Hey, straight through the skin.
Mine does that too. God, it's a mess.
Hey, I'll tell you what to do. Leave them off, do the job in a bathrobe. Terry cloth is best, that's what I did.
In a bathrobe.
Yeah, water can't hurt it. It's like a towel.
I never thought of that. Of course, it doesn't keep him from kicking and splashing.
No, nothing ever does. Listen, I remember I used to play games, I sang songs, off we go into the wild blue yonder, climbing high into the sky, and she splashed and kicked and splashed until the day I stopped giving her baths, and by that time she must have been about...
Must have been about what?
Aaron,
Must have been about what? 16 years old? Is that what you were going to say?
Oh, no, she wasn't 16, no. Now, come on, baby, you know I fucked a long time before that. Now, come on, tell them the truth. You know you weren't 16. You were, you were maybe, I don't remember right now, you were maybe, well, you weren't 16. Tell them the goddamn truth. Baby, she doesn't remember. Well, can't you see she doesn't remember? She's not in her right mind right now.
Take your seat, Mr. Kirk.
Well, she's not in her right mind right now. It's her word against mine.
Sit down, Mr. Kirk.
I don't like this.
Sit down.
Mr. Kirk.
Tell you to your face, I don't like this.
Mr. Kirk. Didn't you stop bathing your stepdaughter the day she locked you out of the bathroom?
Wait a goddamn minute. She didn't lock me out. I made up my own mind. I said to Rose, she's big enough to take a bath without me. That's what I said. I said it more than once. I didn't want to do it. It was Rose's idea.
She did not lock you out of the bathroom.
She locked the door. It's not the same thing. Everybody locks the bathroom door. I'll bet you like your goddamn bathroom door. It's not the same thing.
I see. And didn't you offer her $100 to unlock that door?
Ah, that's not true. Honey, I swear it's not true. I swear in my life I never did that. No, baby. You can't say that. You take that back. Now, you can't say that about your daddy. That's a terrible thing to say. Now, you take that back. Look how unhappy your mom is. Look. Honey, I just did what you told me. I bathed her, and dried her, and rubbed her all over the talcum. That's all. Nothing else. Only what you told me. Baby, for your mama's sake, take it back. Baby, now, I know we have a misunderstanding, but I'm going to take care of that right now. Now, let me see.
Mr.
Daddy's
Kirk.
going to take care of that piece of business right now. Okay, the bear, right? Now, look here. Now, this is Daddy's magic trick. You keep your eyes on Daddy's right hand. It's, $5,000 and no cents. See? That's Daddy's magic. Now, it's, $5,000 and no cents. Now, there. Now, you take that, and you make your old daddy happy, you make him smile. Come on, what else? This fella here, right. How much do you need for me? How much for him? Now, come on, tell me, you remember? My hand is itching and my dollars are twitching, remember that? My hand is itching and my dollars are twitching. Come on, Linsky, how much? You know your price right now. Come on, right goddamn now!
Mr. Kirk.
Baby, I'm begging you, baby. Take it back. Baby, I'm begging you. Please take it back. Baby, please take it back. Baby, thank you, please take it back. Don't touch it.
Your Honor, I have no more questions.
Mr. McMillan.
As I requested before, Your Honor, I intend to recall Dr. Rosenthal later.
Mr. Levinsky, are you ready to proceed?
Yes, Your Honor.
Is your medical witness here?
Your Honor, I don't intend to call one.
No?
No, Your Honor. I'm going to call the defendant.
Mr. Levinsky, usually in cases like this, if there's a challenge, the defense calls its own medical witness.
So I understand, Your Honor. I'm going to call the defendant.
All right. Let's take a short recess.
God damn it, Aaron.
When you get up there and you find out that this is the way the game is played,
It's not his fault.
Fine. Whose fault is it? Would you excuse us?
it doesn't matter whose fault it is. It doesn't matter what's happened. All that matters is that I get what you want.
And these are your rules.
I told you when you wouldn't let me bring in a psychiatrist to testify for you that it was going to get dirty. I told you, fine. But you didn't want to do it the right way. You want to come in here and show that you didn't need a doctor, that you think that all doctors are shits and that you can do it on your own. Great. If you're going to tie one hand behind my back, I'm going to hit all the harder with the one that's left.
Bullshit, Aaron. You had him. You didn't have to cut him up. He's bleeding.
Wait. You'll be up there in a minute. You'll have your own chance to bleed.
Not me. Not your client. Don't you love your clients, Aaron?
Did you?
I think I'll go have that cigarette now. Thanks a lot.
Honey,
Did you offer her $100?
oh yeah, I swear on my life. I swear on our life together, I only...
Kirk! Did you try to buy my